Welcome to Passion for the Pastime, where baseball lives 24/7, 365. Catch conversations with beat writers, broadcasters, current and former players of all levels. Now here's your host,
Walter Balsetta. Whoops, I fumbled. I got to get out of here.
Walter Balsetta.
Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to Passion for the Pastime here on a Monday, on a February 3rd. We are now into the month of February, where we are getting closer and closer to pitchers and catchers reporting for Major League Camp. The Giants report on the 12th, so we're getting close to it, a week from Wednesday. So. Really a lot of excitement to go around, but welcome in everybody to Passion for the Pastime. If this is your first time stopping in, my name is Walter Balsetta. I currently work at KMBR, and baseball is my life. I love the game of baseball, love to talk about it, and love to talk with all of you here in the chat. So welcome on in to Passion for the Pastime. If this is your first time, welcome to the family, and remember to subscribe and to like and to set your notifications if you find yourself having a good time tonight. So I really appreciate you guys. It's been a long time coming, man. It's been one hell of a week. I have not been able to get on to the podcast just with life going on. Those of you that are in the know had some car troubles, which I'm totally pinning on Rockin' New Era. I'm 100% putting that on Rockin' New Era. I'll tell you guys all about that story and the circumstantial evidence that leads me to that conclusion. But welcome in, everybody. We're gonna talk a lot about the Giants today. PECOTA, the PECOTA projections came out today, so we'll talk about that. Spoiler alert, not good for the Giants. So we'll go ahead and look at that a little bit later. Buster Posey spoke at the FanFest in Sacramento, so we're gonna get into a little bit of that. He spoke with FP Santangelo, who is actually making his return to KMBR tonight. So he's gonna be on in about an hour at 7 o'clock. If you guys want to go check that out for sure, or if you want to hang out with me, whatever you guys want to do is fine by me. But welcome in, everybody. Welcome to Passion for the Pastime. We'll get into some life stuff, what happened last week. Those of you, like I said, if you're in the know, you know exactly what's going on. And what's up? Let's see here. Does my mic sound a little weird? If it does, let me go ahead and go into my audio. And yes, you guys are correct. It's coming from my my camera audio. So I'm going to go ahead and switch that over. And we should be in business now. We should be coming in a little bit clearer. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up if you guys are hearing me better. We'll continue on, but I think I figured it out. Troubleshoot. There we go. Rockin' New Era. Thank you guys for checking in and making sure I'm on my P's and Q's, making sure that I am sounding beautifully. But thank you guys. And by the way, going out to the YouTube chat. Heyo, Rockin' New Era, my new nemesis. We're gonna get into that a little bit later. But Rockin' New Era, what's up, man? Welcome on back, and good to have you in here. The first comment of the night goes to Rockin' New Era. I do not see Tacky in here. We gotta put the tack symbol up. Let them know what's going down. Pat H. Pat, dude, appreciate you shooting me a text over the weekend, because we had the fires in Martinez at the refinery. So thank you for checking in, man. Really appreciate that. We're all good. We're all good. The cat is thriving. And that's another thing, man. My cat has had the worst case. Like, I thought I had bad digestive problems. My cat has had the worst case of diarrhea for going on about a week. So I have been waking up at like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, making sure that the cat was all good, and it has been a week. It has been a week. So appreciate you guys for bearing with me. But that's the cat update of Passion for the Pastime. But Pat H, dude, appreciate you. You're a real one, man. Thank you for reaching out. Lori Galvin, hello everybody. Hello, Lori. Thank you for stopping by the podcast today. Let's see. Oh yeah, see, Rockin's already on it. It's the guy who smashed his own. Oh no, I didn't do it. I didn't smash my own window to get out of doing a Friday episode. Although, I mean, that would be a hell of a move. That would be a boss move. If I had the balls to do that. No, I did not break my own window. But funny enough that Rockin's already jumping to throw it on someone else. Who he's the prime suspect right now. We'll get into that a little bit later if you guys don't know what I'm talking about. But let's go ahead and go out to the YouTube chat. Yeah, with the mic. Thank you guys for checking in and making sure it's all good. Appreciate you guys. Pat H chiming in on the PECOTA. PECOTA put down the crack pipe long enough to put his projections out. Yeah, for sure. And the projections are always so funny. I mean, depending on what website you go to and all that kind of stuff. I mean, everybody has their own models and all of that. But if I remember correctly, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but in 2021, and I know that's the outlier. That's the anomaly season, 107 for the Giants. It went down to the wire against the Dodgers, 106 to 107, and the Giants ended up winning the division. But entering that season, I want to say PECOTA had the Giants at like 78, 79 wins, somewhere around there. Maybe it was a little bit north of 80. Maybe it was around 500 at 81. But their projection to win the division was like 0.5 or just like 1%. It was really low. And they ended up going. So projections don't mean anything. I mean, you still got to go out there and play the game. That's why baseball is so unique in that. But oh my God, man, just looking at the projections, like for the World Series winner, it pissed me off again to another level. But we'll get into that when we start talking about PECOTA. I got it up here on one of my tabs, so we'll go through the PECOTA standings. And let you guys know. But welcome in, Pat H, dude. Appreciate you. Walter, thumbs up with your mic. We're getting an echo. Yeah, dude. No, thank you guys for checking in on. That makes me feel good. You guys really care about what I have to talk about. Because if my mic wasn't, if you guys didn't care, nobody would comment on the status of my microphone. So appreciate you guys for sure. Let's see here. Let's see what's going on. What else? Pat H chiming in from the weekend. Drove up to Vallejo around 1:00 and nothing was wrong. Then headed back at 3:30. Yeah, dude, it was. You know what? So I was actually out in the deeper East Bay. I was out in Antioch visiting my family, and yeah, I started getting notifications. I didn't really know how bad the situation was. And so my girlfriend started giving me the notifications and seeing the hazard map or whatever. So, cause it started going up to like levels, level 2, level 3, whatever. And I was like, damn, like what the hell's going on? And I started seeing videos and photos and I started getting a little nervous, man. But it all worked out. We got home late that night. And it wasn't like too smoky or anything. Like you can tell like something had happened. Like within the air, but it wasn't like unbearable because I did wake up like a little congested, but I mean, you guys don't care. We'll keep going. But Pat H, dude, you're a real one, man. Appreciate you for checking in on your boy. Let's see what else. Rockin' New Era was in Dublin and Mad My Way. Yeah, I was gonna go in. Yeah, dude. Where was Rockin'? Did Rockin' start the fire? Because let's dial it back a little bit, because I did tell you guys that because I didn't do a show on last Monday, a week from today, a week ago today, I did not do a show, right? So I came on Tuesday, which by the way, I think I made up. I went 2 hours, so don't kill me. But I went 2 hours, and we were having a good time. It was a fun Tuesday. But I did say, because I didn't do a Monday, I'll probably do the Friday show. And on Thursday, when I got home, or when I got to the BART station, rather, the passenger window of my vehicle was shattered. It was broken, and then I started putting together the pieces with Rockin' New Era, because that morning, I think it was that morning. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rockin'. I can go ahead and look at my DMs too, but So you sent me a video of you deadlifting, and you were like, "Walter, I'm coming for you." And it might have been the night before, or it might have been that morning. Anyways, it was just a little suspect that he sends me the deadlifting video, and he says, "Walter, I'm coming for you." And I was like, "Oh God," I was a little intimidated because I mean he was deadlifting a decent amount for a man of your stature, rocking. So you were doing that. And then I got the video, and then I show up, and the window's broken. I'm like, "Yo, this guy's really coming for me." So, you know, when I was talking to Bart Police, I gave them your description and your DMs and your Twitter. I gave them all that, dude. I know it was you. No, I'm just kidding. Wasn't even deadlifting. Well, what were you doing? You know, okay. Excuse me if I don't know the difference between workouts. I do clearly. You can look at me. I do not go to the gym, and I haven't been to the gym in quite some time. So, front squatting. Okay, it's the same thing, isn't it? Deadlifting, isn't it kind of like the same motion? Isn't that? Am I wrong on that? Isn't that kind of the same thing? Come on, bro. Anyways, what's up, everybody? Welcome into Passion for the Pastime. Hope you guys are having a good time tonight. We're gonna have no guests today, but it's just gonna be all of us, just kind of talking some baseball, talking some Giants ball, and the Giants. Did anyone go out to FanFest in Sacramento? I did not go. I didn't say that I was going to go, so cover my bases there. But you know, I kind of wish that I did now. Like now I had a little bit of FOMO because Buster Posey was out there. He was talking to FP and on the Q&A stage, and they were talking a lot of good stuff. And pretty much Buster laid out that he's going to be having a lot of alumni, a lot of former Giants, a lot of his former teammates coming out and paying visits to camp. And that just, I mean, I don't know how you guys feel, and I don't know if any of that gets put into play when it comes to the PECOTA standings, but I do think that does have significance because that tells me that this direction of the organization is going in a much more baseball centric way. Like guys that have played the game are going to be teaching it. That are going to be calling the shots or helping these young players develop in camp. It just makes me feel a little bit better looking at this team and looking at the direction of the organization, being that you're bringing in all of these guys that have played the game and know the game and don't have to rely and look at a computer to make decisions, right? Or to change approaches or to change like stances or how to grip a ball or some stuff that a computer cannot teach you. So the fact that that's going on, I mean, I'll give you guys the rough rundown on guys that are going to be at Giants camp today. A lot of former Buster Posey teammates per Shayna Rubin, who was out there in Sacramento. Yasmero Petit is going to be out there. You guys remember Yasmero Petit played on both sides of the bay. Almost had a no-hitter, didn't he? Didn't he take a no-hitter like into the 8th inning at one point? It might have gone into the 9th inning. Did it go into the 9th inning with 2 outs? Or maybe 1 out. I think it was early in the 9th inning, but regardless, went to the 9th inning. Dude almost had a no-hitter. But Yasmero Petit is going to be in attendance. I would assume that, I mean, just based on the Latin speaking aspect of some of these guys, Yasmero Petit and Santiago Casilla, I feel like that's going to be huge for development of Camilo Doval and some of the other younger guys in the Giants bullpen. Rodriguez, right? So I mean, you look at some of those guys. It'll be really interesting to see how these players can pick the brain and how they can kind of instruct and lead these young players in camp. But so those are a couple of guys. You got JT Snow. That's great to know that JT Snow is going to be out there. And I don't know, you know, because not Buster Posey, Andrew Baggerly last week, which I was dying to talk to you guys about. He brought up an interesting point because we're at the point right now in the off season, or it's not even really the off season. It's the prep to get to spring training. I mean, pitchers and catchers report as early as next week. Some teams are reporting earlier than the Giants are. Giants, majority of the teams are reporting on the 12th. There's a couple of teams that are reporting on the 11th. I think maybe 1 or 2 are reporting on the 10th, but anyways, I mean, you look at the rosters are pretty much set, and there are still big free agents out there, right? I mean, Pete Alonso with the bat at first base, and Alex Bregman, third baseman for the Houston Astros. But what was interesting and why I bring this up, and why this sparked my brain with JT Snow was because Baggerly said that it could be beneficial, or it could be, not out of the realm of possibility that the Giants go after it. It makes more sense for the Giants to go after Alex Bregman versus a Pete Alonso, and saying that you can put Bregman at second and then transition Tyler Fitzgerald to first base. And I was just like, whoa, like I didn't really think about that. I mean, I did to a point, but not to that severity, because I thought that if there was a chance that Alex Bregman would come over, I thought that it would be more likely that he'd be thrown at first base. Like, I don't know, like, because I just thought that Tyler Fitzgerald was a better fit at second base, but I guess if you wanted to have him transition. But anyways, you have JT Snow there. Who better than to learn how to pick it at first base? And I would think that JT Snow is going to have, going to be in the ear of Bryce Eldridge when we get to camp, because Bryce Eldridge is going to be out there as a non-roster invitee. I don't think we have the final list, but that's the projection. He's out there in at Papago, so it's going to be really interesting to see how all of that goes. But yeah, sorry, that's my side tangent. Just looking at JT Snow. JT Snow knows how to pick it. He knows how to hit. I think that could be very beneficial. But then you look at some of the guys, the more recent players. Because I mean, you got the Rich Aurelias. That's great to have him there. I think that, Rich Aurelia, one of the better shortstops in San Francisco Giants history. I mean, prior to Brandon Crawford, I would say that Rich Aurelia was one of the better offensive guys for that Giants team when I was growing up. So Rich Aurelia is going to be out there. Jeffrey Leonard, the Hackman's going to be out there. But guys that had been part of the World Series championships. Now we get into it. You got Javier Lopez going to be out there. That's going to be really, really beneficial for the young bullpen here. Marco Scutaro, I mean, again, a guy that can help out Tyler Fitzgerald if that's going to be the true transition to second base. Then you got Joe Panic, another second baseman. So more emphasis on these younger guys that are playing in the field, mainly for Tyler Fitzgerald, just to maybe build up his confidence and help him with getting his first step or getting his reaction time or whatever they need to do, certain types of drills. Because I mean, both of those guys, Marco Scutaro and Joe Panic, I mean, they were really good second baseman defensively and even with the bat too at times. So those are guys that are responsible for a couple of the World Series championships there. Jeremy Affeld's going to be out there. Hunter Pence, that's huge. Looking for him to work with my guy Elliot Ramos. I'm going to try to get Hunter on the podcast before pitchers and catchers, before everyone breaks to camp. I'm going to try to get Hunter on here so we can have a conversation. Definitely. But then Ryan Vogelsong is the last of the Giants players, former players that are going to be out there. I missed Dave Righetti. He's going to be out there as well. So that's huge. So, I mean, you start looking at all these guys that are going to be going into camp with these players and going to be, and I know they're not going to all be there at the same time, but they're going to be sprinkled in within spring training. So that's going to be, a interesting dynamic just to see some of these guys that have World Series champions that have been out there, that have played Major League Baseball, that, have a wealth of knowledge. It's going to be really interesting when the Giants get into camp for sure. So what do you guys think about that? Let me know on that whole list. I mean, I am very optimistic about the Giants with just the new direction. That's the biggest thing. The biggest takeaway for me is that there's a bigger direction. There's a known direction for the Giants in that I believe that they're trying to get back to like the basics almost. So just having baseball guys making baseball decisions and baseball guys in the room so that it's not all just, desensitized and just all, the stats and what you should do out of a computer. I mean, you use that and you use that to your benefit, but you're going to have guys that have played the game and have played the game at a high level and have been successful at that. And I just think that that's huge for the Giants moving forward, because I feel like that wasn't a part of things. I mean, Hunter was sprinkled in there in camp, but just off the top of my head, I can't remember like this type of contingent, like this type of group going to spring training. It's a big group, but it's not just like, just random guys. Like, these are big name guys in the organization and guys that know how to win. And I just think that that's the new culture of this Giants team under Buster Posey, is that he's trying to build a culture of winning, a championship style culture. And that's what you get with those guys going to camp. So I'm really excited to see those guys being mixed in there for sure. Let's go back out to the YouTube chat really quick just to see how you guys are gauging on this information, how you guys are doing. AJ Cruz, what's up? Yeah, the cruise line is up and running. So if you guys want to make a phone call, go ahead and give us a call at 925-35, wait, what is it? 392, excuse me. 925-392 5348. That is at the bottom of the screen right here on that scroll line. The cruise line is open and operational. So if you do want to go ahead and give me a call, you definitely can. And I think I just spoke a little too soon. Let me go ahead and connect it to my Roadcaster. Yes, we are all good to go here. But yeah, let's go back out to the YouTube chat. Say what's up to you guys before we dive more into the PECOTA standings and show you guys that video. I don't know if everyone saw that video that I was referencing last week. I was going to bring that in to the show on Thursday, but then life happened and I wasn't able to do some of those shows last weck. So I'll bring that video back to the forefront because I still think it's hilarious. Like I really think that it's funny. The celebratory home run, that it wasn't even a walk-off. It was in the top of the ninth inning. Your closer, like your close, you do that, you better hope that your closer pulls it out. And they ended up winning. But God, man, it was crazy. It wasn't even a walk-off home run. That was bizarre, but I love it. I love the energy there. Yeah, Tacky, bro, with the message 15 minutes late. Come on, man. I got to put that up there. What's up, Tacky? Good to see you in here. Yeah, that is true. No truer words have been spoken or typed out in the YouTube chat. What's up, Tacky? Good to see you, man. Petit thank you for the clarification. Petit was 2 outs in the ninth inning. You were there. That is very depressing for you. Tacky, have you seen a no-hitter? Have you seen a perfect game? Which, I mean, asking, have you seen a perfect game? Really, were you at Matt Cain's perfect game? That was my question. But have you seen a no-hitter? Because it is mind-boggling to me that like Copes has seen like 9 in his lifetime. I'm like, bro, that's why I think I was telling you guys when we were talking about no-hitters not too long ago, a couple episodes ago on the podcast. I don't remember when we were talking about it, but I remember I brought up the story that I was with Copes, and it was Kyle Hendricks, and it was against the Cubs, and then we noticed like in the 5th inning, we were like, Giants don't have a hit. That's a little interesting. And then me and Copes started paying attention more, and I'm like, oh shit, like I'm gonna see my first no-hitter. That's kind of cool. I don't give a damn if it's against the Giants. Like I want to see a no-hitter. Like I've never seen that. So that's my question to you, Tacky. Have you ever been in the presence of a no-hitter? Because we've had a couple. What is it? I think 6. Have we had 6 for the Giants since Jonathan Sanchez in 2000? When was that? 2009. Jonathan Sanchez. Have we had 6 in that time frame? Timmy had 2. I mean, you're not going to count Matt Cain as it's a perfect game. It's not a no-hitter. Who else? Chris Heston was one of those. Blake Snell was on the road. One of those, Timmy, it was in San Diego, right? One was against the Padres at home, Or were they both on the road? Were they both in San Diego? They were both against the Padres. I just can't remember if one was at home, and I think they were both in San Diego, to be honest. Let me know in the YouTube chat. My brain is failing me right now. What's up, Ernie? Good to see you, man. Good to see you in the chat. Good evening, Pastimers. Hell yeah, Ernie. Love to see you in here, man. Pat H, yes. What's up? Otis, my dude. What's up, Otis? Good to see you in here, man. Good to see you in here indeed. Oh, by the way, did I tell you guys that I met up with Pat H? That I'm not a flake? I had to throw that out there. I met up with Pat H at Harmonic Brewing. I think I did have a podcast after that. What day was that? It was like Tuesday? Was it Wednesday? Maybe it was Wednesday. No, it was Wednesday night. Yeah, it was Wednesday night. So no, you guys didn't know. Yeah, I met up with Pat H, and I'm not a flake. So I'm just throwing that 20 minutes into the podcast. Yeah, me and Pat H, we had a great conversation and found out a little bit of things that we had in common. So, yes, sir. Let's see what else. What's Walter blabbering about? Yeah, nothing much. Just let's see here. Yeah, lefty for the one. Hobby for the one lefty in the pen. Yeah, dude. I mean, that's rough. The Giants do need to get more lefties in the bullpen. It's going to be interesting if they have like Carson Wisenhunt fill that position in the I guess not in the short term, but just to build up like his confidence at major league level. I don't know if that's something that they want to do, but the avenue is there if he's going to do that. Let's see here. Let's see what else we got going on here. Otis Bird chiming in. Wow, getting Pence on the podcast would be huge. Yeah, no, dude, I love Hunter. I've had multiple interviews with him. I'm not gonna bite off more than I can chew, but I'm gonna do my best to get him on here. But I'm pretty confident in the fact, even if it is it might have to be pre-recorded just based on schedules. But I'll definitely take a look into Hunter, and hopefully we can make that happen for sure. Because I love me some Hunter Pence. Let's see. Can I get a Jeff Kent to help fit? What is up with Jeff Kent? Where's he at nowadays? I know he went on Survivor and made those comments, but what's he been up to? Is he on the Hall of Fame ballot anymore? I don't even think he's on the Hall of Fame ballot, right? He's not on. No chance. He retired a long time ago. I don't think he didn't make it. That's a damn shame too, by the way. I mean, Jeff Kent, best offensive second baseman in all of history, but hey, it is what it is. Let's see what else is going on here in the YouTube chat. Let's see. It's all here. EB, what's up, EB? Good to see you in here. Thank you. Otis Bird, sorry to hear about your car, man. Yeah, I hope you were able to get it fixed. That's another story. I know you guys don't really care, but just to give you guys full circle. So yeah, the car got bipped. That's a street term. I got bipped, and so funny because we were talking. It's just funny when you have those conversations and you just, anyways. So yeah, the car got bipped, and so dude came out on Friday, and he was. I didn't go to work. I was waiting for him to come and install the window, and we were out there. He's a KMBR fan, and we started talking, and he recognized me, and which was weird. That was a weird thing. So then we started talking, and then by the time it came to put the window in, he was like, "Oh damn, I got the wrong window." I was like, "Oh yeah, that sucks." And then we're just kind of like looking at each other. I'm just like, so like what happens now? Like, do we rock, paper, scissors to see like who goes and picks up the actual window? Like, I don't know what we're going to do here. So then he called and whatever, they weren't able to get it out there on Friday. So then, I went to work and he had to come install it, and he couldn't install it. Long story short, the window is fixed. We're all good. But it was a crazy last couple of days. But yes, the window is fixed. So thank you for checking in, Otis. Really appreciate you, man. Wow. Tacky chiming in. He saw Jonathan Sanchez's no-hitter. That is pretty sick, man. That is awesome. That's pretty cool. You were there for Matt. Okay. Dude, I was like, all right. What Matt Damon's perfect game. I was gonna say Matt Damon wasn't even in Moneyball. I thought you were just being funny. Okay. Matt Cain's perfect game. That's pretty sick, dude. Like, see, I just miss out on so many opportunities. Like I wasn't there. I need to go to more games. You know, every time you go to the game, you have a chance to see something special. So, good for you guys to be out there and seeing history. You could tell all your grandkids where you were on that day. I remember for Matt Cain's perfect game. You know what? I didn't even watch until like the 7th inning. I wasn't even watching until the 7th inning. So Jesus, yeah, shows what kind of fan I am. Pat H, Sean Manias, yes, that's also a what was that? That was a no hitter, right? That was or was that a perfect game? No, I think it was a no hitter. Yeah, that was another one that Copes was at that he always tells me about, because I believe that was that on Mother's Day? No, I think that was Braden. Dallas Braden was on Mother's Day, and that was a perfect game. I was supposed to go to Herman Marquez, right? That was the Yankee that threw the perfect game in at the Coliseum. I was supposed to actually go out there, and I did not end up going. So shame on me. Why don't I do these things? I was supposed to go to that game. I was highly upset, but I was happy knowing that Marcus was out there because he's a huge Yankee fan. We'll have Marcus the Waterboy Boucher on the podcast at some point too, for sure. We're just booking people left and right off the top of my head. We're not, but let's see what else. Tacky giving me the rundown. So we had 2 Timmys, Heston, and Kane. Is that it? I feel like we're missing one. I thought there was another one for the Giants. Heston, Timmy. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you're not including Jonathan Sanchez. Okay, so yeah. I think you're good. But you know, Blake Snell, but that wasn't in San Francisco. That was I was in Cincinnati. So, which by the way, another guy that we could probably have on the show, Joe Rizzo. He was on the call for the no hitter in Cincinnati. I remember talking to him about that towards the end of the year when we were talking about the best moments of 2024. And of course, you know, you can't turn down a no-hitter and being on the call for that. That was so sick. I remember we were running promos and we were just hearing Joe Rizzo's call. I'm like, dude, that's pretty badass. For sure. Love me some Rizzo. Let's see. Otis chiming in. Almost saw a no-hitter when the Giants almost got no hit against Anibal Sanchez. Oh, damn. Who was with the Marlins at the time? No, for sure. It was a day game. He ended up pitching a 1-hitter. Damn, when did he give up the 1 hit? That's that sucks. I mean, again, like I was there. I literally turned into a Cubs fan when I realized that Kyle Hendricks was pitching a no-hitter. I was like, dude, yeah, let's go Cubbies. Like, you know, I started going nuts on that one. Copes was there too. Yeah, Copes is everywhere. Copes is literally at every baseball game. So again, the more you go to, the more chances that you have to see something special. That is the mantra that us seam heads that we live by. So let's see here. Tacky, a perfect game is a no-hitter, but a no-hitter isn't a perfect game. A perfect game is a perfect game, in my opinion. A perfect game is a perfect game. A no-hitter is a no-hitter. A perfect game is not a no-hitter. Yes, you did no hit. So I see what you're saying. But no, a perfect game is a perfect game, dude. You can't call that a no-hitter. That doesn't count. One was at home against the San Diego Padres. Okay, cool. All right. See, I thought I did. Tacky. You know, you have some merit to that, Tacky. Based on recent events. Where did my guy Rockin' go? He like just disappeared. We're getting a Rockin' right here. Walter, get Camino Doval on your show. I think you guys can connect. Yeah, dude, I'll definitely. Dude, I saw Camilo Doval walking. I forgot why the hell I was down at the ballpark so early, but I saw him like walking down the street, and I was like, yo, that's Camilo Doval. And I just kind of like gave him like a heads up, like, gave him a head nod, gave him the peace sign. Then he just kind of like smiled. He had the biggest chain on, dude. I was like, damn, that dude got swag. This was a long time ago. Like, this is when he first got called up. So yeah, I don't know if anybody, because he was just walking on the street, and I would assume that there was Giants fans around because they had Giant stuff on, and nobody was saying anything to him. I was just like, what the? And then I started second guessing myself. I was like, was that not Camilo Doval? Had to look up a picture. I'm like, yeah, no, that was definitely a Camilo Doval. Bibbity bobbity boo. Hell yeah, dude. Thank you, Tacky. I'll leave it to you. Did you tell your insurance people I got bipped? That's exactly what I said. That's what I said to BART police. That's what I said to the insurance people. That's how I tell the story. Got bipped. Yeah, that's definitely how I do it. Let's see. Walter, did you leave your Raiders tickets on your front seat? No, I didn't. No, I did not. Thank you. If I did, who would be prime suspect then if I'd left Raider tickets on the front seat? Would it be Derek Papa or would it be Greg Papa? Who would be public enemy, or not public enemy? Who would be the number one suspect if had there been Raider tickets on my seat in the front? But that hand, okay. Jesus, Tacky, can't do anything without you. All right, let's catch up here. See what else you guys are talking about. Waterboy and Fam were at the Domingo Herman game, or yeah, they were. Yeah, they were out there. He tells me about it all the time because I'm pissed. I was supposed to go. Not with the Bouchers. I was supposed to be in the stadium. Let's see here. Mania was just a no-hitter, ended on a fielder's choice. Okay. Cool. Oh, come on, bro. You don't like Joe Rizzo, you don't like Canadians. Tacky, what do you like, bro? What do you like? You like Taco Bell. That's what Tacky likes. Tacky likes Taco Bell. Let's see here. Otis, yep. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Heston's was in New York. That was against the Mets, right? It was against the Mets, not the Yankees. Was it against? No, it wasn't against the Yankees. Chris Heston, by the way. Wow. that is who remembers Chris Heston? Like, only diehards remember Chris Heston. Let's see here. 8th inning. Yeah, dude, that sucks to give up at least it wasn't, Yasmero Petit 2 outs in the 9th inning. That is bad. Tigers rotation in 2012. Yeah, that's why the 2012 World Series was so improbable, because the Tigers had one of the better rotations, and then they followed that up. They had a pretty solid lineup too. So, that's why. And dude, just game 1, Verlander against Barry Zito. And I know Barry Zito was having a damn good postseason in 2012, but dude, it was Barry Zito. I was like, oh God, we're gonna lose this one. I was like, this one's over. Even though we were at home. Thank you to Melky Cabrera, by the way, for giving us home field advantage. But it didn't matter because we swept them anyway. So it didn't matter if we started in Detroit or if we started in San Francisco. Shit was over in 4. Let's see here. See what else we got going on. Let's see. Just talk to Latin players in Spanish and they'll be cool. Yeah, I usually do try to do that. To be honest, like when I'm in the clubhouse or when I'm around, whenever I'm able to talk to these guys. And every time we have on like Elliot Ramos, I'll talk to him in Spanish on the phone and then pass it over and be like, all right, you're gonna talk to the gringos. you can talk some English now. You're not on a Spanish show, but yeah, no, I try to talk to them in their native tongue, and they do appreciate that for sure. So yeah, no, definitely. No, Walter. Read it wrong. What are you talking about? Derek would be suspect number 1 for those Raider tickets. Oh, did they leave you Raider tickets? Oh, okay. I got you. No, they didn't leave me Raider tickets. Let's see here. Let's go back on here. Tacky chiming in with another story. Heston's no-hitter was when my brother was still playing baseball. My dad needed me to drop off something at the field. I think it was the 6th or 7th inning. Hopped out the car and ran onto the field. And where's the rest of the story? Jesus, Tacky. How the hell you... Did you end it there specifically?
not the best reader, guys, just to let you know. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. Robert, what's up, Robert? I think this is your first time to the Passion for the Pastime podcast, so welcome in. I hope you're having a good time. We're just kind of reminiscing on no-hitters and do we call no-hitters and perfect games? Are they one and the same? Tacky seems to think that a perfect game is a no-hitter. I think a perfect game is a perfect game and a no-hitter is a no-hitter, but that's just me. Let's see here. There's a character limit on YouTube, bruh. Yeah, but where was the rest of the story? You wait, hold on. And ran back to get home for the... Okay. Excuse me. I thought that it was a longer story at the end. I thought, you really couldn't fit in, like you couldn't shorten up any of those words, and fit in what seven words. Come on, Tacky, what are we doing? Yeah. I saw it now. I remember my first beer. Okay. Oh, all right. So we're talking about no hitters, which I don't even know how the hell we got on that subject. What were we talking about at that moment? Why do we go off on that tangent? Oh, I think we were talking about I don't remember. Anyways, great moments, right? That's my transition. Smooth transition. Great moments, right? Last week we were talking about the celebration in the Dominican final. I don't know if you guys were able to see any of that on Twitter. It was kind of making the rounds, and it was pretty incredible. We talked about it on Wednesday. I didn't have time to load it in, but now I have it here. I want you guys to see it, and let me know your thoughts. How do you feel about this? If this was and I don't know, like, is this okay to do in Major League Baseball now? Like, would this ever happen in Major League Baseball? Especially if it's not a game winner. But here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and bring it on in here. You guys are gonna see it.
Duro por el center field. No. I can't believe it. Lo hizo otra vez. Óiganme, señores. ¿Qué palo ha dado este muchacho?
Dale un cuadrangular a tu salud con los medicamentos genéricos Línea Azul.
He just rounded first. Not even at second yet.
Ese jugador llegó seguro con Mexana. Aquí se viene a darlo todo con Mexana para los que se la juegan.
Look at this guy, dude.
Qué clase de contacto. En su turno anterior la estrelló de aire allá al jardín central y aquí lo retó.
And then he's walking home.
Y qué clase de palo. La pelota regresó, pero honrón enorme. Y pone delante a los Leones aquí en esta parte alta del noveno.
Oh, dude, that is incredible. By the way, look at that mascot. That's a little terrifying. But dude, oh my God. Yeah, so Otis chiming in, that wouldn't happen in Major League Baseball. I agree. That would not happen in Major League Baseball. But imagine if it did. And if it did, who would be the person to do it? Who would be the guy to do this type of celebration? I'm trying to run through it. Obviously, it has to be somebody of Latin descent, right? It has to be a Latin guy that does it. Would it be Juan Soto? Like, is he that petty? Like, I could feel like he would do that. Like the first Subway Series. Like, would he do that? In Yankee Stadium, he tanks one to right field. Would he be the guy to do that? Would it be God? Who else? Who else is a showman? I would say if Yasiel Puig was still playing, that would be him to the T. That he would do that, and Madison Bumgarner would be screaming from his couch, 100%. Let's see what else here. Oh, Tacky's leaving. All right, dude. Tacky, enjoy the Taco Bell. Have a good one. Yes, Fernando Tatis. That was going to be another guy that I was thinking of. Thank you, Tacky, for chiming in before you head on out. Fernando Tatis, Tim Anderson. See, Tim Anderson is he's more bat flippy, and he hasn't even signed yet, right? He's still a free agent. Bring his ass into camp. Let's see what he can do. But yeah, Fernando Tatis Jr., I feel like he would definitely do that. And I would love it. Obviously, I don't think he'd do it against the Giants, but he would do that in like a postseason matchup against the Dodgers or something along those lines. I definitely want this to happen. I don't know if it's possible, but we'll definitely we'll definitely monitor the situation to see if we're able to have that happen. But let's see here. We got a phone call coming in on the cruise line, so I'm gonna go ahead and answer it really quick. So we're gonna go out to the cruise line. We got a phone line or a phone call, and I think it's my guy Mike in San Francisco. Mike Val, what's up, dude?
I mean, recognize the number. How's it going, Walter?
What's up, bro? Yeah, there's a thing
Good
in
stuff.
the
Good
20th in the 20th century. It's called caller ID. So yeah, I think I saved it when you called before, man. But what's
Yeah,
up,
I can
dude?
do that.
How you doing?
I was doing good. Heard you mention Barry Zito earlier.
Yeah.
Story popped in my head. Wanted to share.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. What Barry Zito story you got for me, Mike?
All right. I just remember it's pretty much maybe the year after we initially signed him. Just on a random day game. He might have walked the first two batters of the game, and the crowd's already hooting and hollering at him. You know, one of those barely packed houses. You could hear people shouting from the upper deck across from you. And Dad, you're gonna have to wait. Thank you.
Who are you talking to, Mike?
Anyways, one guy starts shouting, 25 million for this. And, you know, I got up and I was like, give him the 84-mile-an-hour cheese, Barry. Work that curveball. But he pitched 7. He had like 7 Ks, no runs. Gave me a hat tip after a couple innings. It was nice.
Hell yeah, dude. No, Barry Zito. Barry Zito was definitely I mean, he had good moments, and obviously, you know, everyone forgets, you know, the long process that it was to get to 2012 because of that contract. I mean, the contract was weighing on him, right? But 2012 it all paid off, right? Because he came in there and pitched the best postseason that I think the Giants fans could have ever hoped for. I mean, he was the guy to go to in all of the elimination games, right? He was on the mound in Cincinnati, right? He was in the mound against Justin Verlander. I think he was on the mound facing elimination against the Cardinals too, wasn't he?
Possibly, I can't remember.
I can't remember. I just remember.
I know
like,
he did come up big for us in the playoffs.
Yeah, Barry Zito was like the dude that they were turning to for a good point.
We could thank him for.
What was that?
But yeah, no, I was just wondering, out of your top players missing, former players missing from this camp, like who do you have liked to see there? Like Pablo, Barry, Mad Bum, maybe.
Former players to go into camp.
Yeah, if anyone else was on that list from Shania Rubin today.
Yeah, Shayna Rubin. I mean, there was a lot of guys that were listed. I'm really excited to see because I don't know if Jeffrey Leonard has ever gotten out to camp, so I think that's a huge one for him to get out there and show these young kids how to hit. Hunter Pence has been out there in the past for camp. I don't know like how extensive he'll be, but Hunter Pence is one of those guys that you always love. Like he's a raw guy. So you love to see that type of energy, like going into camp. But I'm really interested in JT Snow being out there, and in particular to the development of Bryce Eldridge, because he's going to be out there. He's going to be like he's already at Papago. He's already in Arizona. He's a non-roster invitee. So you figure that JT Snow is going to be out there and try to work on him defensively, right? And who better to do that than JT Snow, because the book is kind of out on Bryce Eldridge in that you know he struggles defensively right now. So that's the big hiccup in his game, and who better than to have out there than you know the type of defensive wizard that JT Snow was. So I think that is a telling sign that this team is trying to develop their young guys, just looking at all of these guys coming out there, but specifically their position players, right? JT Snow is interesting at first base with Bryce Eldridge, but then, you know, Marco Scudero and Joe Panic is actually really interesting for the infield as well. So would I like to see Pablo out there? Yeah, probably. But, you know, I think in due time, I mean, eventually I would love to see Brandon Crawford out there. You know, I know that it's been discussed. I know that Posey wants to get him out there, but I think Brandon's going to take, you know, this season off, and then maybe next year, or maybe he makes a surprise appearance at Scottsdale in spring training. So he's one of those guys. I mean, when you look to the championship run, I mean, is there another guy? Like, I mean, I mentioned JT Snow, but Brandon Belt coming to be kind of a guy to be in the ear of Bryce Eldridge too. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing is the development of their young guys and who is kind of everybody looking at, and that's Bryce Eldridge. So anybody that they can get in his ear that played the position at a high level, you know, we have JT there, but having Brandon Belt there would be, I think, even more beneficial. But yeah, man, I mean, I'm really excited about the contingent of coaches, former players, former Giants that are going to be out there this spring.
For sure. Like, I agree with you on that. Any, like, little fundamental move that a guy like JT Snow could bring to Bryce's game that makes life easier on him is going to help. And that goes for all the positions as well. And I'm glad to see so many of the former Giants there, to be honest.
Yeah, man. No,
years past, it was kind of like a washover.
Yeah.
You know, you might have had one or two guys go down there, but this is like a ensemble cast list.
Yeah, I mean, this is a cast that you know, a couple of years ago this was a roster that was winning World Series. You know what I mean? So it has to be a little bit inspiring to a point as well. Like, I don't know how much, you know, a World Series weighs on the current players, especially when these guys did it. But I mean, we're 10 years removed from it. You figure that a lot of these guys saw these guys perform at that level, like Santiago Casilla coming in, man. I feel like that's huge for Camilo Doval and for the mental fortitude.
I didn't know he was there too.
Oh yeah. Oh, so the whole list, man, is I'll run through it really quick if you missed it earlier. But Yasmero Petit, that's huge. Dave Righetti, that's huge. Santiago Casilla, he's going to be there, and I think that's going to be kind of the mentorship of Camilo Doval. JT Snow, Javier Lopez, Marco Scudero, Rich Aurelia, Jeffrey Leonard, Joe Panic, Jeremy Affeldt, Hunter Pence, and Ryan Vogelsong. And of all these guys, I can see a good handful of them being coaches down the line. When you look to their baseball acumen, like I could definitely see that for Vogelsong. I could see that for Joe Panic. I could see that for Marco Scudero, even Santiago Casilla. Like I could see these guys being coaches at some point or another down the line. I don't know if it's for the Giants, but definitely in Major League Baseball. I could definitely see that.
Yeah, it'd be great. Well, thanks for taking the call. What's up to the chat? And I'll enjoy the rest of the show, my friend. Have a good night.
Yeah, Mike, appreciate you, man. And before you go, I just got to let you know that you woke up Pat H's dog. So just letting you know
the dog's awake.
All right, Mike.
Take it outside.
Appreciate you, man.
Around the block.
Have a good one, bro.
Yeah.
All right, that was the great Mike Val on the cruise line. Again, it is open for business. 6:55. We're gonna get on out of here in a little bit. Well, I can bring you those PECOTA standings, but really quick, I thought Mike was gonna call in and refer to the video. I got to get back to this thing really quick before we end. Before we switch gears. So this dude mashed the ball to dead center, and that is a hell of a hit. I mean, 411 to center field. But look, so I told you guys last week when I saw it come across my Twitter, and I saw this moment, and I was like, "Oh, dude, I need to watch the video again," because I thought he crossed home plate. I thought this was his home plate welcome. I was like, "Oh, dude, that's sick." Like, all right, I gotta wait for the video, and I'm like, "Where's he going?" And then I'm like, "Wait, he's on first base." I'm like, where's he going? I was like, oh shit, he didn't round the bases yet. That was at the beginning of the video. And this dude is just going nuts. And the pitcher's just wearing it. Look at how excited this guy is. I love this in baseball. But look at this. He's just like, yeah, give me some, bro. Give me a hug. And then he walks over. Oh man, I would love for this to happen in Major League Baseball. Again, it wouldn't happen, but because of all of they're like, dude, hit home plate, hit home plate. Oh, I love it. Baseball needs to get more of that in Major League Baseball. But who would do that? We were all talking about it. Fernando Tatis, I think we would get a kick out of that. I guess, is there somebody that would do it that you would like love to see do it? Because I don't know how many people are loving to see Fernando Tatis do that, right? Or I mean, maybe Vlad would be a little bit exciting. I don't know who else would be like. Who else would bring that excitement factor? I guess. So who else would bring that excitement factor to act like that? Act so recklessly. After hitting a home run. I would love to see that. I would love to see AJ Cruz do that type of home run celebration if he were to ever do one in adult softball. We got to get a game together, Passion for the Pastimers. But I transitioned because my guy AJ Cruz is on the cruise line. AJ, what's up, bro?
What's up, Walter? If we did ever do that softball game, man, I would just be doing the DS cross out to everybody. I would stop on each base, chop, 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 and then I would just keep going. I would look for Derek. I'll be like, chop, chop, and then I do the Jizzle spank and boom, throw it on you, and then I would just keep going. I would stop at third base, chop, 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 and then I would moonwalk the home plate. That's right.
Oh, dude, you can hit a moonwalk, huh? You can moonwalk on us?
I can't do it very well, but I'm gonna try. I mean, hey. But
would you do a different dance move at every base? Like could I see like a moonwalk? Could I see, like a walk like an Egyptian? Can I see a worm when you get to home plate? Like you gonna switch it up every 90 feet or what?
Yeah, I could probably do that. Yeah, I could probably do that for you guys.
You gonna do like a little fizz dance? Going to second base.
Yeah. Maybe I'll do the Dougie Wommatic. Just kind of keep it fresh. But
yeah, dude. Yeah.
But by the way. But two things. One, I wanted three things. One, yeah, let's do that. Let's get a KBR softball game. Hosts and producers against the listeners. Let's just go have fun, man. I'm down with that.
Hell yeah,
I'm
down with that too. Yeah, for sure.
The second, yeah, but Derek and Coach don't want that. I know they don't. But second, it's time to allow fighting in baseball. These guys make way too much money. There's so little activity. It's time to let them get it.
Oh, dude, you're going full on slugfest, huh? you just
full
want
contact,
them to throw hands.
Contact, bro.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, it's like this. They let them do it in hockey, right? And it's gentlemanly. Like as soon as somebody goes down, okay, break it up. You guys got out your system. For baseball, those unwritten rules, I think that's puro pedo. Like somebody gets plunked, okay, fine. You're gonna plunk somebody else. You plunk me, I'm coming at you. And if the catcher wants to stop me, he can get it too. And when there's bench clearing, all they do is just run out there and push each other around. Dude, what is this? Is this junior high or is this the majors? I mean, I want to see chingazos. That's what I want to see. I want to see chingazos. It's way past time for that.
I would love to see that.
These guys get paid way more money than all the other sports. All the other athletes and all the other sports. They need to earn it. That's what I'm saying. And how in the freaking hell do the Lakers keep getting lucky? I think this was an inside job. Because remember when the league called up and vetoed that trade that was going to send Chris Paul to the Lakers all those years ago because they would have been too stacked or whatever. I think Adam Silver and his Nosferatu looking ass was looking around and saying, okay, we have teams that are doing really well in cities that nobody cares about, such as OKC and Minnesota, and so those nobody really wants to watch those guys unless they're either doing something super spectacular or unless they're in like a major market, right? So they look at the Lakers and they know everybody hates LeBron, and then they looked at the Mavericks and said, okay, we need to get Luka to the Lakers somehow. So they probably said, just do what you got to do, make that trade, get it out there. There was no rumblings on anything. The Mavericks having any issues with Luka. Maybe there were as far as rumors are concerned, because I mean I don't listen to the Mavericks, but every time there's something going on with the Dubs, there's always a ton of rumors and speculation, and everybody kind of has their own outlook on things. So maybe there was some dissatisfaction reported, but none of that was really broadcast at all. So how this trade went down is like stupid. How there were no other suitors involved.
Yeah.
And then the second trade that sent Fox over to San Antonio. San Antonio gave a swipe. It's kind of more the same thing.
Yeah.
Because Wemby is supposed to be the next big thing, right? You got Popovich, who's an all-time coach. Why not give him some shine with the new team? Why not get Luka out of Dallas, put him in one of the marquee franchises? Now suddenly the Lakers and the Celtics are going to be a thing again. And I don't know. I think there's just too much cloak and dagger for all that nonsense. Lakers came out on top, giving up nothing. San Antonio, same thing. So there's some fuckery going on, and I don't like it. And I don't know now there's rumors that the Dubs are calling everybody that we're desperate. That makes us look stupid. If Steph said before that there's no trade that's going to fix us, what makes them think there's going to be a trade now just because Luka and Fox, changed teams? There's still that possibility. So if we're going to do that, I say let's just go all in. Let's throw everybody. Let's get rid of Dre. Let's get rid of Wiggins. Let's get rid of JK. And we'll throw Pods in there. And maybe at number one, let's go get Giannis. Let's just be done with it. Let's just go. I'm all in. KD, nah, you can't put KD and Dre back together again.
Nah,
and do we want KD? No, we've already taken that right. KD wants something that we can't give him. That's why he left. So I think KD ultimately is going to end his career in OKC. He's going to try and make it right. But I don't see him coming back to us, so it's got to be honest. I think it's going to be honest. That'll solve our big.
No, I was gonna say he's gonna go back to OKC after they call him a cupcake. I don't know if he's gonna go back to OKC.
His heart's broken. Trust he wants love, and if they're gonna welcome him back, Walter. They will.
Oh yeah,
they will
sure.
welcome him back. Sure.
I mean,
that's what he wants.
I would welcome KD back. I would, but again, having him on this team. I was talking about it with Greg Silver, and I'll have Greg Silver on actually later this week, and we'll talk some Dubs. We'll mix it in with the trade deadline looming on Thursday. I'll probably have him on Wednesday, maybe tomorrow night. We'll have to see. I'll text. I was actually texting him right now because we were talking about the show. Mm-hmm. But we had on just going back to your comments on the Mavs and with Luka and the disconnect, I guess. We had on the voice of the Mavericks, the radio broadcaster, Chuck Cooperstein, and he sounded like this came out of left field. It was completely was there a little bit of not seeing eye to eye? Sure, but that's common in basketball, in the NBA, not to the point to where, there was a trade looming. You know what I mean? So that was kind of a little bit telling, and then that kind of just makes you look at this trade as to, well, why the hell did they do it? Just because that they wanted AD, they feel like that's a better fit for their team. I don't know, man. That whole thing, that whole trade that just went down was bizarre. But then it got us talking on the conversation of, because what you brought up, right, with Steph going to the thought process of there's no one move that's going to make us better this year. You know what I mean? So when you hear Steph talk that way, that carries a lot of weight, and that's probably the reason why there hasn't been a move other than Dennis Schroeder, right? So when you look to the Warriors, I just don't think that there's going to be a move that happens this trade deadline, or that there's a move out there that makes them significantly better without drastically changing the future of the franchise. Now, I am a firm believer in that this is Steph Curry's window. You got to go for it here while you have him. He's a generational talent. We all remember what it was like at Oracle Arena. We all remember those years where we didn't have a chance of championships. And I think that this fan base has gotten so used to the fact of, Steph's here, we have to compete, but do we want to go back to the Cohen days? Is that what we want to go back to, in that you see the Warriors as not being competitive for years and years because you mortgage the future on what can be effective for the short term? Now, I'm kind of okay with that, because who else is going to be a Steph Curry for the Warriors? Like Jonathan Kuminga ain't that guy. Brandon Podziemski ain't that guy. No matter how much they want him to be that guy, they just don't have like this is a generational player in Steph Curry. So I would be okay with mortgaging the future. But with what you're going to have to give up, I don't think that makes this Warrior team a competitor right now. Like if they want to make a move, they'll make a move and then they set themselves up in the offseason. But I think why do it now? Might as well just wait for the offseason. You know what I mean? Because right now, prices are going to be super high because everyone's trying to be competitive and get into the postseason. So I don't know what the Warriors end up doing. It's going to be really interesting, man, to see the trade deadline as it comes down. But I'm a firm believer that they're not going to do anything, and their action is going to come regardless of what's being reported. Like, oh, they're still in on Jimmy Butler, and they're calling about Paul George, and there's been reports on KD and LeBron. Like the Warriors are checking in on all these superstars, on Giannis, and I just think that it's a lot of smoke, and I don't think that there's going to be anything significant that comes prior to Thursday. I think that their big moves and their big restructure will happen in the offseason. That's just my belief.
Yeah, and first of all, fuck Jimmy Butler. We don't want him anyway. I mean, come on, dude. What's he gonna do? He's another problem child. I think the only benefit to the Warriors do. I know I was talking about Giannis a minute ago. The only benefit to the Warriors making a splash trade like that is just so nobody will mad dog him saying we didn't do anything, right? But like you, what does that do for us in the future? And I think Steph has been a good soldier, but at the same time, we don't know what he wants, okay? We don't know if he's okay with going through a slow rebuild, if he's okay with waiting. If he's saying there's no trade out there, then he doesn't believe it. So one way to read it is he doesn't have faith in his team anymore. Okay, do you want to try and stick it out, or are you trying to go somewhere? Because the only way we're going to have any building pieces for the future is if we flip Steph for a ton of picks and some other piece we can build around. If not, then we're just going to have to stick it out and see what's available come free agency, right? And so it just depends on what I think. Ultimately, it's just going to depend on what Steph Curry wants to do and how patient he's willing to be. Okay, so does he want to contend with the championship and clear out the bench and bring somebody on board like Giannis or whatever? Let's do it. If he if he doesn't, well then we're just going to have to wait. Or does he want to strike his fortunes out somewhere else? We don't know. Those are conversations he's going to have with Lacob and with the GM. So we'll have to wait and see. We don't know, but I really don't think we should go wiping out everything. I feel the way you do. Like what are we doing if we're not going to contend right now? If there's no one move at that that's going to make us better than the Kings, or like even be able to hang with the Lakers, then it's all just a crapshoot. But there are plans within plans. And what I mean by that is I heard on several other discussions that Luka was eligible for a Supermax, and given the Kings' concerns about him, they didn't want to give him that. So that's why they let him go, and they got AD out of it. But at the same time, now he's not eligible for that Supermax anymore. So he got screwed on that payday from both teams. That's the one. And the other, I heard someone else say that the owners of the Mavericks, they're like John Fisher. They're like business people who don't give a shit about the team. To them, the team is just an asset. They don't care about the NBA. They don't care about the Mavericks. They don't care about the fans. All they see is just an opportunity for them to grow their business, their empire. I heard they live in Vegas. The owners live in Vegas, and they're trying to get some sort of deal worked through the Texas legislature or whatever to have them allow gambling in Texas. If not, they're going to look at moving the team over to Vegas. So there's that too. So there's indeed some bullshit going on, right? I mean, because how does something like this go under the radar? It's not publicized. It's not open for a bidding war. It's just pushed through because they want a clear distraction of the looming Supermax contract. They want to get somebody who can kind of help keep them afloat for now in 80, even if he's busted up. They're going to have their own little business dealings going on. If not, we just move the team, because if John Fisher can do it, if OKC can do it, why can't we? And that's what happens when you have these leagues in bed with the gambling sites. There's money to be made, and it's going to be everything's going to start being suspect. Like there was a umpire by the name of Pat H, who was busted for like allowing his buddy to like use a gambling site. There was something, I didn't read the whole article, but you know, it's just a lot of bullshit going on. So there's more to the story. This got rushed through, and it wasn't publicized for specific reasons. We don't know what they are yet, but there's too many threads and hypotheticals to assume that, oh, well, this is the perfect scenario for both teams. There's more at work here, and I don't trust anybody. I don't trust any of these people. I trust you, but I wouldn't trust Rockin because he bipped you earlier, and he might be bipping me too. So that's all I'll say on that. So.
Yeah, he definitely bit my car, right? I mean, this is the whole conversation coming full circle. I think there's enough evidence to convict Rockin of bipping my car.
I don't know, man. All I can say is I got a text at like 2 a.m. Like, he won't flake on us again. Wait, who's this?
Yeah,
oh,
right.
wrong number.
Yeah,
right. That. So yeah, so you gotta be careful. So I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if that's necessarily a smoking gun, but you know, there are definitely raises some questions. So that's all I'm going to say about that.
It's a lot of circumstantial evidence pointing in Rockin's direction for sure.
That's alleged. That's alleged. Don't quote me on nothing. That's alleged. But
dude,
hey,
AJ, I appreciate you calling in, man, and just talking. I mean, yeah, dude, we even got on to a Warrior tangent there. Love it. Call in anytime, man. Of course, the cruise line is named after you. You get to the front of the line every single time you call, bro.
Yes, I appreciate it. Well, you know, I thought we need to get more people here. We need Mike Val and EB and X and Rockin' and everyone. Not Jackie though. He'll call collect. He's a bum. So, but yeah, let's keep it rolling. Right on, Walter. Have a good one. We'll check you later.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you later. All right, that was AJ Cruz, the namesake of the cruise line. Yeah, we got talking about the Warriors, a passionate conversation about the Warriors and the trade deadline. Like I said, we will talk to Greg Silver at some point later this week. We'll talk some basketball, but we'll talk some baseball as well. And I'm getting some text, but I just booked Omar Ruiz tomorrow. Greg, if you're watching, Omar Ruiz, NFL Network, is going to be on 10:50 tomorrow with Papa and Silver. So, you know what's interesting is, you know, AJ kind of brought up something there. I know he was talking about the Warriors, but he was talking about trades, and there was a trade that was proposed to me by one of my listeners, one of my family friends, Jim Kubinar, and shout out Jimmy. Been in a baseball league with him for years, and he's always getting creative, I would say, when you come to the trade market, and we'll definitely get into that a little bit tomorrow. But he brought up a trade that was really enticing, and I would like to do it, but I don't think that all of the pieces would come together. Like, I don't know if after the Giants would make one trade, if they would be able to create another avenue for another said player, and it involved in free agent signings and Pete Alonso, and it's just, you know, it's really out there, but it did spark some interest in the fact that, damn, that would be a damn good team to watch if the Giants were able to pull that off. But again, just like the Warriors right now with their hesitancy in trying to pull the trigger on a trade, one, do they have the assets? Two, are they willing to part with the assets that it takes to get said player? And also three, just like the Giants, are they in a particular situation to where they can compete? Now, the Warriors, they have Steph Curry. Basketball is completely different from baseball, where you get one guy and that can change the entire outlook of your team, right? Because basketball is a game of superstars. If you have two superstars on a roster, you can make some noise. Now, can you win a championship? That mainly goes to depth and your bench and defense and all that kind of stuff, which the Warriors do have the capability of doing. But I just don't think that the Warriors are one move away. Just like the Giants, I don't think are one move away. That's why you're not seeing them going all in on bringing in Alex Bregman or bringing in a Pete Alonso or trading for, you know, said pieces, which I was about to give a spoiler. We'll talk about that potential trade next week or tomorrow night because we'll go to the PECOTA standings here shortly. But let me get back out to the YouTube chat because I did see Baby Huey in here. Watching Raw on Netflix. Yeah, dude, I know you weren't gonna call in. Huey can call in at any moment. I mean, he gets the special treatment. He can call in at any moment if he wants. But let's see here. Walter has hella enemies. Apparently I do. My list of suspects are going up by the minute. The longer that I do this podcast, I got Rockin' as a suspect. I think AJ is clear. I think AJ is on my side. But Tacky might be on the suspect list. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not going to entirely rule it out. Derek Papa, Greg Silver, I mean, could be on the list as well. I mean, the list goes on the longer that I think about it. I don't think Mike Val would do that to me. But Rockin' is definitely the number one suspect at this moment in time. If I was to see, I've been watching this show called The Traitors. I think I told you guys about it. It's on Peacock. So I'm just like, I'm going into that mode of trying to find the traitor. I'm trying to find who bibbed my window. No, I know Rockin' didn't do it. Maybe. I don't know. But let's go back out to the YouTube chat. Ernie checking in on Bipgate. Rockin' would have bipped Walter, but he no showed. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, he would have. Walter and the Peruvian Mafia. Potentially. I mean, I'm not going to rule that out either. I could have been recruited. I didn't even know. Let's see here. What else is going on? Who the hell is Jim? Damn it, Jim. Let's see here. Draymond already hobbling. Did anyone watch the Royal Rumble? No, I did not watch the Royal Rumble, Huey. But I know our guy, Jay Uso, came away victorious. Spoiler alert. No, I did not watch it, unfortunately. But let's see what else we got over here. Yeah, you do need it, and you should subscribe soon. The Traitors is actually a pretty good show. I mean, what is it? They're in season 3 now, and I started watching it like a week ago, and I've watched season 1, season 2, and caught up with season 3. Yes, I have no life, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun for sure. Huey, yeah, no, you're not gonna call. Yeah, maybe he will. I don't know. Maybe Huey will call. See what Huey wants to do. And look at that. He is actually calling. So let's welcome in a famous guy to the podcast. I think this might be the most famous person that we've had on Passion for the Pastime since we brought it to YouTube. Mr. Baby Huey. What's up, bro?
What's going on?
You like that introduction or what?
How'd you know it was me? Thank you. How'd you know it was me calling in?
Well, if you call me, you should probably block the number. You know what I mean?
Oh.
I have your phone number in my phone, dude.
Okay.
Did you call my cell phone, or did you call my cell phone, or did you call the call-in line?
I used to call that line. I'm trying to be an actual listener here, and it's called the protocol.
Well, appreciate you, bro. You want to call me back and prank call me? Is that what you're trying to do?
Now I know I can't. I'm sorry, I'm out of breath.
Yeah.
I was going to say I ran downstairs to get my AirPods. I was like, okay, I'm going to call you, but I want to use my AirPods. So I'm like, that's why I said, give me a second. I was running downstairs to get my AirPod Pro so I could talk to you sound better. But then I'm like, wait a sec, I'm sitting in my home office here. Like, I have, like, the exact same setup you have.
Right.
And, like, I can, like, use the microphone and the video and the webcam and all that stuff. So maybe a separate time we'll plan it out where I can actually join you via proper, streaming video setup and all that stuff.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. I'll invite you. I'll send you an invite on StreamYard. We'll get this thing going. Hell yeah.
Yes. Send me that link.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. How's Raw going? How's all the drama in the wrestling world?
It's going good. So right now, to give you a live update, it's the main event of CM Punk versus Sami Zayn, and it's a qualifying match for Elimination Chamber. That's their next PLE coming up next month. And so the winner here moves on to the Elimination Chamber match, and then I believe that match, the winner of the Elimination Chamber this year, will get a world title shot at WrestleMania. So big deal, man. It's we're on the road to WrestleMania right now. It started this past Saturday with the Royal Rumble.
Hell yeah, dude. WrestleMania. When is WrestleMania? You gonna head out to WrestleMania again this year?
That's my goal.
Yeah.
I know it's mid-April. They actually pushed it back a couple weeks. Yeah, it's Saturday, April 19th, and Sunday, April 20th. So yeah, 420 at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas.
Oh, dude, that has Huey just taking Vegas written all over it. 420 for Huey in Vegas. Come on, bro, you got to make that trip.
Yes, I know. That's the goal. So it's I'm waiting for the email from WWE to say, hey, start applying for press, media credentials, all that stuff. And so once I fill that all out, then yeah, like fingers crossed if I can get into it this year.
Hell yeah,
there's a lot of people. Wrestling's so hot. Wrestling's hot right now. So there's so many people applying for credentials now for these big shows. So it's it's a little bit tougher now. I'm always a little worried if I can get in or not. So we'll see. Fingers crossed.
Oh, dude, they'll roll out the red carpet for you, Huey. You'll be there. I have full confidence in the click. Hell yeah, dude. You'll be out there. You'll be there for sure.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, the last time I was in Las Vegas was about 3.5 years ago for SummerSlam when I saw John Cena versus Roman Reigns at Allegiant Stadium. So I cannot wait to see a big show like that once again inside the home of the Raiders.
Yeah, the Raiders. Hell
it'll
yeah,
be fun.
Yeah, dude. No, that would be a lot of fun. Yeah, I gotta get back on my wrestling stuff because obviously, Marcus hit me up or he was talking to me this morning and he was like, "Hey, do you know Jey Uso was he's from the Bay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I know his family." I'm like, yeah, I know he's from the Bay. Like I know where he grew up.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So Marcus doesn't know about your connection.
No, he didn't know that. No, I broke it down to him afterwards, and I told him like how I know Jacob and Rikishi and all those guys. Like I broke it down to him, and how I know the Usos too. But yeah, now he knows. But he did not know that prior to this morning. So yeah, it was pretty.
I was
pretty
gonna say, I'll call out Marcus. He's a very casual fan. Literally, he doesn't watch wrestling all throughout the year, but he tuned in to see the Cody Kevin Owens match on Saturday, and then watched the men's Royal Rumble. Like that was his first time watching wrestling in a long time. So he's like, "Oh yeah, this wrestling thing happened this weekend." I'm like, "Yeah, man, of course I know about it." And so, like, you're telling me something new here? I already knew that. I did joke with him once because I know he's a big UFC MMA guy.
Yeah.
And as you know, TKO, that's the new parent company for UFC and WWE that owns both of them, that oversees both of them. So I told Marcus we should do like a joint podcast. Like he'll talk UFC and MMA news, and I talk all wrestling WWE stuff. And something that could be like a fun combo, but we never have actually done it. So one could dream. Maybe one day we'll do that. Him and the Huey and Waterboy experience.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, no, that would be a lot of fun. And yeah, I know Marcus is he told what was the line that he gave me this morning? It was something along the lines of wrestling, I'm a good Catholic. I show up every Easter and Christmas, and that's WrestleMania and Royal Rumble.
Yes.
I was like, that's pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he told me that too this morning because, as you know, Holler, Mr. Mike Holler, KDR's program director, he's a big wrestling fan. So, yeah, we were breaking it down today, and Marcus comes walking by. He tries to give his 2 cents as he watched it, but at the same time, we're looking at him like, okay, go ahead, tell us what else you, Mr. Fairweather fan here.
Right.
But, wait, actually, breaking news, CM Punk just won. So,
hell yeah, dude.
He is
getting live
updates. Sami Zayn here, so sorry.
Yeah, so,
spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert to everyone that's going to go watch it on Netflix later. Jesus, Huey.
I know. Sorry, spoiler alert. But yeah. So, like case in point. Well, hopefully Polar's not listening. So I don't know if it's okay to say, Mr. Mike Kohler, he's so cheap he uses my Netflix to watch Raw now.
Well, now it's out there. Dude, I'm going to clip that and make that like a promo for the show. That's going to be my promo for tomorrow morning. Is that Holler uses your Netflix account?
Holer's a cheap ass.
Oh, dude, yeah. Hey, you know what? That doesn't surprise me in the least. That's actually very on brand for Mike Holler.
But then again, we work in radio, so we
Oh,
all
yeah, of
we
course.
all sympathize to
Of
that
course.
to a certain extent. So
Yeah, you know,
I know,
Derek
so,
has
yes,
my
I was-
Derek has my Peacock. Holler has your Netflix. I mean, yeah, it's all good. We're swapping passwords here, right?
Yeah, I know. We are one big family. That's the thing. I think with KBR and the Bone, 1077 the Bone, we are one big family. So
Hell
I do
yeah,
love
dude.
you guys, and you guys definitely make it fun coming to work. That side of the building, the KBR bullpen is such a social experience, and you know, if you guys anyone watches closely for the KBR stream on YouTube, you can see some of the shenanigans. Thank God it's muted. You can't hear what we talk about in that bullpen area.
Dude, I was gonna say
it's very fun.
Last week on the podcast, I was telling everybody about all the conversations because I had Jack Loader on the show like last week. I think it was last Monday. Yeah, I had him on before you, Huey. But look, now you're the most famous person. Before it was Jack Loader. And so then we had.
Real quick, side note, I was gonna say, yeah, Loader's famous. He was featured in SF Gate this past week.
He was featured in SF Gate about Gambinos. Look at that.
Which first off, I am a little pissed at that article. They did not say anything about 1077 The Bone. I was eating there too, and then like they made Adam Copeland made it look like he was the big influence of getting the rest of the staff to eat there. I was eating there like 5 years ago.
No,
when it first opened. So
Huey, we know that you're a big frequent buyer at Gambino's. We just look at you.
Yeah, exactly. I know that. That's the thing. Like, you know, like during COVID and everything, lockdown, I was still going to work 5 days a week.
Yeah.
And, you know, then when things started opening back up, Gambino's was one of the few things open in that area. So I was going multiple times a week to eat there on my own. No outside influence. But yeah, whoever wrote this article, he didn't ask me if I wanted to my take on it. But yeah, 107 The Bone staff, we love Gambino's too. And yeah, I'm gonna be bummed not to be able to eat there as often once we make the move away from there.
Yeah, dude. You know what's funny is I read that article too, and I know Copes goes there. You know, not frequently, but he goes there. He goes to Gambino's. But I can personally say, and I don't know if just our eat schedule was on the same time. I could personally say that I've always seen you at Gambino's. I'm in there making my order, I turn around, and big ass Huey's just right behind me. I'm just like, hey, what's up?
Exactly.
Like you're always down there. You're always down there when I'm down there, like every single time.
And that's the other thing too. Like there's so many other times, like across other coworkers, like I'm walking in, they're walking out, or vice versa. And yes, other people from other companies walking around there that we know. So yeah, no, Gambino's was a very cool spot for you know, just to eat and all that stuff. So yes, I'm with you. I'm going to be bummed to lose that once we move buildings and all that stuff. That's all public knowledge now that's out there. But no. Anyway, I was just like, I mean, I get what the guy's article. He was trying to make it competing sports stations, one versus the other. But like,
neutral ground.
So
yeah.
Whatever.
So funny, man. So funny. But yeah, no, they didn't get my take on the cheesesteak fries that I hand created. I mean, they didn't want my take on the cheesesteak fries. It's fucking delicious.
Yeah, I mean, I love the turkey chipotle sandwich.
Hell
there.
Yeah, dude.
Like it's got a nice kick.
Yep.
And I'm with you. Like they got Nikki Black eats that one too. But yeah, it's a nice big thick sandwich, and it's like very filling, and it's got a nice little kick to it, and the flavor. They got so many great sandwiches there. It will take like a month to probably go through the whole menu. Like they have a great selection there. So shout out Gambino's. Go support them. They got 2 locations in San Francisco right by us. So yeah, I love Gambino's.
I used to go to the Gambino's that was further down at Embarcadero Center. I used to go there before the one opened up across the street. And when it opened up across the street, I was like, dude, I'm gonna gain 20 pounds. Like easily. This is gonna go terrible for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like I said, I was reading the article and I was just laughing that Jack Loader was in there. I'm like, wait, how did they get him in this article? So, I mean, Jack's a great guy, a hard worker at the station, all that stuff. But yeah, I was just like, were they like trying to find anyone for this article here? I was like, I would love to give a quote or something, but who knows? Maybe next time.
No, you know what happened was Loader found out that they were doing the story, and he called into SF Gate. And he's like, "Hey, I have my 2 cents. I want to be included in this article too." That's totally on brand for Loader. On brand for Loader. Just like on brand for Holer with being cheap and getting your password. That's on brand for Loader 100%.
Yeah. Oh, God, I hear what you say. Oh, my God.
Oh, dude. Well, Huey, I appreciate you calling in, man. It was a lot of fun. And one day we'll do this properly. We'll have you in here. We'll have your beautiful face on the screen as well. And we'll have a great conversation, man. And how's Tommy? Is Tommy a listener of Passion for the Pastime?
Of course. Well, and that's the thing I was going to say. Yeah. Like, when we do this, like a proper video-to-video conversation and stuff on the stream, I need to consult my brother first. Because my older brother, Tommy, he is a diehard Giants fan.
Yes, sir.
He's the one that fills me in on everything, keeps me up on everything. So I will need him to, make sure I don't sound like an idiot, like I know what I'm talking about. so if we properly plan this out, I can make sure my brother is here, to give his 2 cents, or he can feed me stuff. I sound like I'm an expert talking to you, or I can make a good conversation with you.
Hell yeah, dude. He'll stand behind the camera and he'll have cue cards all right, say this and then action.
And then he Buster Posey did this. I'll say this. It sound like it. I mean, and that's the thing. I don't know. Do you ever talk about the pool? The quote. I mean, the air quotes here. The pool. The Dawn pool.
Oh yeah, the Dawn pool. Oh hell yeah. Yeah. Of course.
Yeah. So my brother is my source for my picks all throughout the season. So anytime I've won, it's because of him. So,
oh yeah. For sure.
Shout out to my brother for all his help. But I was gonna say real quick though, it's we could do this video stream because I my whole office setup here now. A big portion of it is all thanks to you. So I just want to let your listeners know, your fans know. Because of you kind of helped me build up this whole setup here in my home office here, because I've seen what you've done, your setup, your killer setup with the Rodecaster. Sorry, not to geek out, get super technical now for all your listeners. But I just say, if people watching, looking at Walt's beautiful face right now in the office chair, that whole setup I kind of replicated here at home because of Walt's consultation. Is that the right word? Yeah, but his input.
Yeah.
So thank you.
I was consulting you.
I
was your consultant. Yeah.
Consulting. Yes. So shout out to you for your help on this. And yeah, it's been a project over the last few years building this all up in here. So yeah, now I'm excited to do more stuff from home, working from home, streaming, recording podcasts from home. So yeah, shout out to you. So thank you once again for your help. So publicly for your listeners to know how much you've been a help.
Yeah, dude. No, appreciate those words. And you know me, I'm always willing to help out the boys. So, but it's we'll definitely have to get your setup here on the podcast. We'll have to get that situated. We'll get that set up soon.
Maybe we do a Gambino's review. We can pick our favorite sandwiches.
Yeah, we get our favorite sandwich and just stuff our faces. Yeah, we'll have to do this at dinner time, and we'll have our Gambino sandwiches. I like the way you think, Huey. I like the way. Maybe we don't even wait until 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. We'll just do it at noon one of these days, and yeah, we just have a lunch together. Lunch with Huey. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Well, I mean, if you want, we could do the studio down the hall where Cass and I record stuff.
Right.
If you want to go live right away, we could do it there. Or I see you do stuff on your phone in live, breaking news, which I think that's so cool as well. So whatever you want to do, we can make it happen. I'm flexible like that.
We can go live on my phone in line for Gambino's, order it, and then have a review on the street on the side of Broadway. I like this idea.
Oh my God.
I like this.
One by everybody knows the rules.
Yeah. Oh man, that's incredible. Well, Huey, I appreciate you calling in, man. It's a lot of fun, and we'll definitely have to do this again. That was fun, man.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. And yes, have a great rest of your night. Thank you, everyone, for listening to me ramble. And yeah, have an awesome rest of the night as well.
All right, bro. I'll see you tomorrow morning. That was Baby Huey of 107.7 The Bone. That was my guy. And also his podcast In the Click. Check that out on YouTube and anywhere you get your podcast for sure. But Huey, I'll see you tomorrow, man.
Sounds good, man. Thank you. Bye, everyone. And also Chasta and Huey, my other podcast. I got 2 podcasts going.
This dude never stops working. He never stops working.
I know.
All right, bro. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Enjoy Raw. All right, see you, bro.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, that was Baby Huey. Hell yeah, man. That's what happens here on the podcast. We get phone calls. What you guys just witnessed there. We weren't even talking baseball. We were just having a good time. I know a lot of you guys have called in and had those conversations as well. Tacky hasn't called in yet. We got to get Tacky to call in at some point. I'm gonna wrap up here a little shortly in the next couple of minutes, but we'll definitely continue to call that number, man. Call that number, get on the podcast, and we'll have these great conversations because it's a lot of fun. Hour 35 minutes. And it feels like we just started, bro. It feels like we just started. I saw Pat H chime in here. Yes, the Gambino crime family. Yes, and now it's all coming full circle. Everybody, crime family is being discussed here in the YouTube chat. But Pat H asking about PECOTA. Yeah, we're gonna get into it right now before we get on out of here. Everybody enjoyed that conversation with Baby Huey. We'll definitely have him on. Well, and now I'm a little hungry. I know I ate before I came on to the podcast. It was fantastic. I had some what was that called? Damn it, I forgot what it was. Oh, couscous. You guys couscous fans? I like the good couscous. It was really good, and it was like a mozzarella chicken. And I love me some cheese, and it was melted cheese, and it was the crispy melted cheese. Mwah. It was beautiful. Anyways, I got a little hungry talking about the Gambino's review. I kind of like that idea. I might go do that with Huey one of these days. You guys will have to stay tuned. Set your notifications because you never know when it's going to happen. Could just happen out of the blue. But we'll definitely do that for sure. Tacky, enjoy Raw. Pause. Yes, for sure. But Pat H was asking about PECOTA, and let's see here. Let's see. Oh yeah, dude, for sure. But so PECOTA, real quick, before I get on out of here, and we'll get more into the PECOTA standings tomorrow, or not the standing. Well, yeah, the PECOTA standings, but it's the projections that get put out every February, every March. But let me go ahead and pull this up really quickly so you guys can see my screen. I'm moving through it here, so I'm watching along with PECOTA, the PECOTA standings rather, and you see all these teams, and I think the number one team here is the Yankees. Yeah, they're at 89 and points, 89.7. So let's just call it 90 wins for the New York Yankees, and the Blue Jays, the Baltimore Orioles, almost said the Ravens. Baltimore Orioles are right there, right near the top as well. I'm a little surprised by the Boston Red Sox win-loss record. They have them going under 500. I feel like they're going to be a little bit of a better team, a team to be reckoned with here. And I think Tampa is actually going to be a better team. I think that the AL East, I mean, you look at the projections, more than half of the division is expected to be above 500. You got the Toronto Blue Jays with all their additions, with Max Scherzer coming in last week, Anthony Santander, and I even saw that they have offers out for Pete Alonso and for Alex Bregman, so they're not necessarily done. I figure if they do bring in those guys, I figure that this win total can potentially go up to maybe like 87, and I don't know if that changes anything for Baltimore or for the Yankees when it comes to division matchups, right? You figure something's gonna have to give within those standings. But so that's the AL East. That's kind of, I'm not surprised by that, but that's where we're looking at right here for the AL East. Then we go to the AL Central. Minnesota looks like they're going to be running away with the division. I still think that Kansas City is going to be a force to reckon with, and I still believe in Cleveland as well. Chicago all the way in the cellar, which, one of those guys that I was talking about potential trades, Luis Robert was part of that package. We'll talk about that a little bit more tomorrow. I would love to see that. I mean, reports came out for the Giants last week that Luis Robert, that they had checked in on him. Now, just to kind of take it a little bit step further, remember what happened with Dylan Cease. Dylan Cease was getting a lot of traction, and then wasn't dealt, and then we got into spring training, and then he ended up getting dealt in the early months or early weeks of March. So maybe something similar to that can happen with Luis Robert in the south side of Chicago, but we'll talk about that tomorrow as we get more in depth on that. So that's the Central. You look at the AL West, looks like Houston and Texas is going to be up there fighting for that number one spot. And Seattle, because of that pitching rotation, I mean, they're going to be a team that is going to fight for a playoff spot, for a division title. But I just don't know if they have. I mean, you can kind of look at it here with the runs scored. They're at 671, which again, I mean, you look at all the other teams in the division, they're scoring less than, and I don't like that they have Sacramento listed here. They're not the Sacramento A's, Jesus. But anyways, you got the Angels scoring more than Seattle, 671. I think the Giants might be a hair under Seattle's offensive numbers. We'll take a look at that shortly. I think they're like at 667 or something like that. Where are they at? Oh, 663. So yeah, you get kind of an idea of where the Mariners are offensively. I feel like that's going to be their downfall unless they end up trading for a potential bat down the road. Yeah, Pat H loves that Sacramento. Yeah, what the hell are they doing? Sacramento. Gee, like that just makes me want to take this off the screen and not acknowledge PECOTA. I'm like, what are we doing? It's not Sacramento, it's the A's. And it was so sad because I think Susan Slusser was visiting the Hall of Fame Museum in Cooperstown. And they just removed, I want to say it was Cooperstown. They removed the name Oakland from the shadow boxes where they have the jerseys and memorabilia from past seasons of recent history. They removed it from the top there. It doesn't say Oakland Athletics. It just says Athletics, and that's just stupid. Like I don't understand that at all. But Sacramento, we're really doing that. We're really doing Sacramento. Okay, whatever's. Anyways, let's see what else you guys are talking about. PECOTA, these nuts. Thank you, Tacky. But that don't make sense. But PECOTA can. No, it makes perfect sense. PECOTA, these nuts. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. For sure. Rock a new era, pouring salt on the wound. They're the orphan A's. I guess the body's still warm, rocking. Body's still warm. But okay, so that's the AL, and we go on to the National League. And National League, I mean, it's kind of chalk. I mean, when you look at it, I think Philadelphia is going to be a little bit better than the Mets, but we'll have to see like what ends up happening. I don't know if this factors in Pete Alonso potentially going back, or if it's just the rosters that they currently have. But I do think that Philadelphia is a little bit better than the New York Mets, but we'll get into that when we get closer to spring training, and we'll start giving predictions as far as who's going to be winning the divisions. And will PECOTA factor into some of that a little bit, but not too much. Atlanta looks like they're going to be winning the division at 92 wins, and I believe that they have the second highest win total of all the teams in Major League Baseball, only behind the Los Angeles Dodgers. But before we get down to the National League West, look at this. Chicago winning 90 games. That surprised me a little bit. I mean, I know they got Kyle Tucker, and I know they got Ryan Presley. They have some good guys. They got Imanaga. I mean, they got great players on that team, but 90 wins, I don't. That's a little steep in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think about that with the Chicago Cubs. But now going down to the National League West, this is what pisses me off. You look at the Dodgers. 103.8 wins. Okay, so they're the only team that is projected close to going over 100, because as I mentioned, the second highest was the Atlanta Braves at 92.4. So they are 10 games better than the next best team. And what pisses me off even more is that you just keep going down this line and what they're going to do, runs scored. I mean, the 834, that has to be the highest number, the highest total in all of PECOTA. Yeah, higher than everybody. It's not even close. But then look at this. Look at it. 100% chance of making the playoffs. Okay, yeah, I get it. But then you go here to the last column, and I don't know if you guys can see my cursor, but World Series percentage to win the World Series is at 20.7%. 20.7%. They haven't even played a damn game of 162, and it's at 20.7%. And just out of curiosity, who the hell is the next highest? The next highest is Atlanta at 9.7, and then the Yankees at 9.0. 20% chance of winning the World Series? Gotta be shitting me. Like, come on, man. That's crazy. Anyways, more importance on the San Francisco Giants and where they end up. Now, when you look to the National League, they're not a playoff team. I mean, somebody else chimed in earlier. Somebody else was chiming in earlier, and they asked me, I forget who it was, my apologies, but they asked me if I thought that the Giants were a contender, if they were going to be competitive and in contention this year. I think that there's a slim chance, and by the PECOTA standings, you look at, they have a 15% chance of making the postseason. Now, again, these are projections. It's thrown into a computer. Games aren't won on a computer. They're won on the diamond. They're won on the baseball field, though they're won over 162. The Giants do have the makeup of a lot of competitive baseball ahead of them, but there's a lot of growing pains that are going to happen in 2025. I mean, you look to Kyle Harrison. How's he going to be? You look to Hayden Birdsong. How's he going to be in his second year? Jung-Hoo Lee, he's still kind of having his rookie season, so we don't fully know what he is. Can Elliot Ramos replicate what he did last year? Can Tyler Fitzgerald replicate what he did last year? What's the business at first base? Is there going to be better production than what they had? Are they going to be able to field first base? Because the guys that are over there that is splitting time with Wilmer Flores and Lamont Wade Jr., they're a year older, and they have had a lot of injury history. So there's a lot of question marks around this Giants team. The only constant is Logan Webb, and if anything were to happen to Logan Webb like it did to my bobblehead behind me, that's not a good thing. That's not a good sign. So when you look to the Giants, they are projected to be below 500, 78 wins, 84 losses. Their run scored is at 663, which I believe is among the lowest in the majors. I'm trying to see a team other than Colorado that is lower than them. So you got Miami, you got Colorado, and and you got Sacramento. You got the A's ranked a little bit lower offensively. That's about it. How many teams did I just list off there? Was that 4 teams? Colorado, Miami, Sacramento. Was that it? I think that's it. Yeah, I actually no. Sacramento is actually higher. 666. Oof, that's a bad number. Can we give them one more run? Like take one away or give them one more? 666. God, they are trolling the shit out of the A's. Oh my God, that is incredible. But you look to the Giants, and the Giants are at 663. Colorado is lower. Let's see here. Miami is lower. I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. Oh no, Chicago, the White Sox. The White Sox and Detroit. Okay, so you have 4 teams. You have 4 teams if my math is correct there. You got 4 teams that are lower than the Giants offensively. That's not good. That is not good. That's not great. So we'll have to see how realistic. I mean, look at that 0.3 World Series chance for the Giants. Is this pretty accurate? I think it's a little low. I think the Giants can do a little bit more damage than this, but I think that's kind of what we're going to see from the San Francisco Giants team. I think you're going to see a lot of the same with the offensive production. Can there be more offense? Yes, because they have more athleticism across the board, but does that necessarily translate to runs? I don't know. We'll have to see that for sure as the season goes on. But yeah, so that's the PECOTA standings. We'll definitely get more into it a little bit later into the spring, and we'll kind of use these and reference them back when we go through the divisions as we get into spring training a little bit more. But yeah, man, I mean, I looking at these PECOTA standings doesn't make you optimistic about 2025. But again, I do feel like this team, this Giants roster that they currently have in front of them, you have to go into it with the expectations that this is a learning season, that this is a developmental season. I would love for them to compete. I would love for them to make the postseason. But you look at all these other teams that are ahead of them, even in their own division. You have the Padres, which can that number drop down a little bit if they end up trading Dylan Cease? I know that there's been a lot of trade talk around Dylan Cease getting traded. Can that number shift? Can that number change? But then you look to Arizona. Arizona made a lot of great noise in the offseason. They made a lot of moves. Their team is drastically better than it was a year ago. And, I mean, you got to look at the teams that are in your division, regardless of what, what you believe. You don't operate by looking at the teams in your division, but you have to also realize what you're going up against for your division at this current juncture of the Giants timeline. So you got the Dodgers there. Nobody's going to catch them. You got the Diamondbacks, and then you got the Padres. Those are all teams that are ahead of you. But more importantly, the Padres and the Diamondbacks for the wild card spot. But then you go to the Central. You figure maybe the Giants can be a little bit better than St. Louis. Maybe they can be a little bit better than Milwaukee. Pittsburgh, I mean, they have the great pitchers there. So, I mean, can they make some moves? Again, I felt like Pittsburgh had a much worse offense than the Giants did, but PECOTA has them scoring a little bit more, 10 runs more than the San Francisco Giants. So that's going to be interesting as well, just to follow along with the NL Central. But those are the teams that you're competing with when you look to the wild card spot. Those are the teams that are going to be in front of you. And then, I mean, look to the East. I mean, what else needs to be said? You got Philadelphia and you got the Mets. So you have to look at these numbers, 88, 87, and 86. So if the Giants want to be a playoff team, you're looking at around 88 to 89 wins. Can this team do that? Is that something that they are capable of doing? They won 8. What it was 80. Were they 82 and 80, or were they 80 and 82? I think they were 80 and 82 last season, if I remember correctly. But the Giants, I mean, can they build off of what they did last year? We're gonna have to see, and specifically with their younger players that are going into this season and trying to build off of their success last year. So yeah, I don't really know where the Giants go from here. You're not going to add anything. They were 80 and 82, so they were 2 games under 500. You're not going to add anything currently right now, but you can see just by the standings, you can see that they desperately need to add something, because 78 wins, that's not going to do it. That's not going to do it, and they're regressing. I mean, I know they have a better not trajectory, but they have a better direction. But dropping below what you did last year, I don't think that sends any positive message whatsoever. There's a way to get there. And there's a way to kind of evaluate and look at everything. But it's going to be really interesting. To see in the least. Let's see here. Ernie chiming in. Apparently, Chronicle is going to refer to the Athletics as the Sacramento A's. Yeah, I mean, it's sad. I mean, they are playing in Sacramento, but none of their patches. I think both home and away, I think it just says Athletics on them. It doesn't say anything regarding the city that they're playing in. So yeah, that's that just sucks, man. Which, by the way, if anybody was out there at FanFest, I would love to know what you guys thought of the ballpark. I saw the renderings, I guess, or the construction being had in Sacramento, and yeah, it looked different. It didn't look like the same ballpark that I used to go work at in Sacramento Center Health Park. So yeah, Otis Bird, 78 and 84 for the Giants. Yeah, that's a rough one. Otis going best case scenario, the Giants win 80 to 85 games this year. And unfortunately, I mean, that would you take that? Would you take 80 to 85 wins with this new direction of the front office, with this new direction of the organization? Would you take a 80 to 85 win team knowing that you're going in the right direction, but it doesn't get you a playoff spot? Because if they max out, if they top out at 85 wins, I know that the Diamondbacks did that and got to the World Series, and that's all fine and dandy, but I don't think that that's the case this time around. I don't think that 85 wins gets you into the postseason. Just looking at how top heavy the National League is, but would you be happy with a 85 win if you're maxing it out at 85? Let's say 84. Would you be happy with that type of performance from the San Francisco Giants? So go to Rockin' real quick. How many wins did the Giants have last season? Yes, they had 80 and 82 was their season. And Rockin' chiming in a little bit later, 82 is the max that they get. And that again, that's kind of right where Otis is chiming in on how many wins the Giants get. 82 is smack in the middle of that. So I can see them doing that. I don't believe that they'll get below 80. I don't think they'll get below 80. I think they'll either match 80 or they'll get a little bit higher than 80 wins, but we'll have to see that for sure. But Otis chiming in once again, developmental learning. It's a rebuild in some ways. Yeah, it is. They'll never call it that, but that is what's happening in San Francisco. That is what's happening with the Giants, with this team. It's what do they usually call it? They refuse to call it a rebuild. They call it like a reshuffle or a retool. But it's definitely a rebuild. It won't be, a 5-year process of rebuilding because you have pieces currently there that are worth something. But it is in some way, shape, or form, it is a rebuild. So I'm glad that you can acknowledge that. I'm glad that I can acknowledge that. And I think once the season starts and we're going to start seeing the product on the field, I think that we'll get that feeling around All-Star break. We'll start to get, maybe even sooner than that, that we'll get the feeling that this is a developmental year for the San Francisco Giants. I would love to see them compete. I would love to see them get into the postseason, but I just don't see that in the cards right now unless it is spearheaded and it is drastically put on the shoulders of the pitching staff, and that's with Logan Webb pitching lights out and pitching like a Cy Young Award candidate. That is Kyle Harrison finally turning the corner and being the guy that the organization thought that he could be when they drafted him. That is Robbie Ray snapping out of it and being further removed from Tommy John surgery and regaining a little bit, not all of it, but a little bit of that Cy Young form. That is Justin Verlander going out there and dealing every fifth day and not only being a mentor for these young guys, but being a competitor on the mound. That's also Jordan Hicks going out there every fifth day and learning how to pitch and giving longevity and giving more than 5 innings every fifth day. That's just a lot to ask of this team. So I don't know how that's going to go. But again, if there's something that we have seen in the past, is the Giants will be as good as their pitching is. And if their pitching can turn around and compete and stave off some of these high octane offenses in the National League and in baseball, then they can have a chance. But that offense for the Giants, I don't think that's going to back up the pitching staff. So you're going to really need a lot of strong outings from your pitching. That's why I really wanted Corbin Burns. That's why I really wanted that to happen. Or to trade for Sonny Gray. Like that, they needed something else there. Not to say that Justin Verlander can't go out there and produce and be that guy, but I just felt like they needed that one more kick in the ass in the pitching rotation that they currently do not have. But all right, guys, I am going to go ahead and get on out of here. It was a fun podcast. We did 2 hours, bro. We did 2 hours. So what's that mean? It means that I'm gonna not do another show. No, I'm just kidding. But I'll probably do a little bit of shorter shows in the hours. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you're new to the podcast, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and give us a like. Drop a comment. Set your notifications. It was a lot of fun here on Passion for the Pastime. I really appreciate everybody who called in tonight. We had Mike Val call in. We had AJ Cruz call in. We had Baby Huey make a guest appearance here from 107.7 The Bone. And from all his podcasts that he does in the Click, go ahead and check that out. It's definitely, if you're a wrestling guy, which I don't know if many of you are, but I definitely love wrestling, man. I mean, it's definitely fun. I don't watch it as much as I used to in my youth, but I'll definitely dial in because of Huey. I gotta be up to date for my conversations in the bullpen that you guys don't hear, and thank God you don't hear. But you guys have a good one. Be safe tonight. Don't go bipping any cars. Rock a New Era, I'm looking at you. Be safe. Take your valuables out of your car. We're just good. It's a PSA. It's a PSA. Don't leave anything in your cars. Don't be a victim. And set up cameras on your cars. Make sure you have a line of sight on your car for sure. But no, you guys, this was a lot of fun. I definitely missed it last week. Just sometimes, life gets in the way and you're not able to do the podcast, and really happy to be here. And I think I made up for that time that we missed last week. We went 2 solid hours. It was a lot of fun. You guys continue to call in on the cruise line. That line will always be open as long as we are on air, as long as we are talking here on Passion for the Pastime. So you guys have a good one. I'm Walter Ricardo Seta. You guys have a good one. I'll talk to you tomorrow. We might have Greg Silver tomorrow. We'll have to find out. I'll talk to him and we'll see what's going on. But it'll be a fun time. The rest of the week we'll have some guests lined up as well. But you guys, always here for you guys. Give us a call. And I love the YouTube chat. It's always fun. I know I'm a little bit behind on it sometimes, but it's always a fun time. So you guys have a good one. Thank you all for stopping by. And let's see here. One more thing. Rock a New Era. Don't don't be smashing your own window, Walter. Noted. I won't do that next time. I just won't show up. Okay, but you guys have a good one. I'll talk to you tomorrow, and be safe. And we'll be back here again, 6 p.m. Passion for the Pastime continues, and I'll talk to you then.